We begin with a developing story. The city of Chicago confirms 2 cases of measles, one of them a child living inside the city's largest migrant shelter. Charlie Wojciechowski has more on the city's plan to make sure more cases are not diagnosed.
Not exactly a lockdown, but far fewer people were visible outside the new arrivals shelter in Pilsen, one day after the city confirmed that a resident here carried one of the 2 cases of measles reported to the Chicago Department of Public Health.
A plan of isolation of anybody who was at risk of exposure, so we contain the spread.
According to a statement from CDPH, the case was detected in a young child who has recovered and is no longer infectious. It goes on to say that a case investigation is underway to ensure those they may have come in contact with while infectious are informed and vaccinated.
I think they're doing as best as they can. It's obviously not an ideal situation.
CDPH and the Department of Family and Support Services say today they will start a process trying to determine the vaccination status of the people living on the site. Chicago Public Schools are advising families at the shelter to keep their school-aged children home on Friday. According to Alderman Siccho Lopez, there are almost 1,900 people living at the Pilsen shelter, down from a peak of around 2,500. 95 of the residents are toddlers between the ages of 1 and 2. One resident sent NBC5 these photos from inside the shelter, showing a table blocking one of the doors and information being circulated about the MMR vaccine used to fight measles. While we were there, we saw no city vehicles, but we did see one man going inside carrying a stethoscope and a lab coat.
The more information we get allows us to really have an understanding and realize, like, okay, what could we have done better? What can we do better? What is being done that's working? And how do we multiply that out?
In Pilsen, Charlie Wojciechowski, NBC5 News.